What I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a few different files and try to do them as fast as possible. So this is called a Crutha. Crutha is a it's very similar to another creature I have, but it's, I think I'll do the head separate for each of them. So it's like this undead creature. The head will do separate, and it's because it's the same either way. And then the two bodies, I will make sure I do separately. So let me. It's essentially two separate arms. They're disembodied, but they'd still be rigged and they still look fine on the thing. I just don't feel like it for it than it is. And it's probably better to keep them the same, I would argue. Heavily argue. So let's just UV edit. If I'm not mistaken, it's mirrored to the point where it doesn't even matter. So let me unwrap that. I like that. I don't like that. Those are squares. I want to see where the squares are from. No. 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 That is really weird. I don't know why it's like that. Let me get rid of the top set of arms, because I guess I didn't, like, fix it. So let me unwrap. Now this would allow me to just keep it as is. I don't like this big piece. It's way too big. I think if I divide it like that, divide that like that. I like that as a seam section. And then I'd say go one time through the whole thing. Like that. But I want to get rid of this middle one. So this middle one is just going to disrupt it. I think that works. You know, actually, it doesn't. So I'll get rid of the one at the end. I'll get rid of the one at the end. That's what I'll do. This should be a lot simpler than the other one. I mean, it's just a corpse, I think, for the most part. It's called a Krafe. It's a corpse with bones inside. It's probably a bone texture, which I'll just use that instead for it, so I don't have to actually make textures for it. And there'll be bones sticking out of the flesh, potentially. Not completely sure what I'll do, but I'll do something along those lines. So we need Alt-D, and then copy another set. Okay, so yeah, this is look really good. Well, the Krafe. These guys are really massive. They're essentially giant undead creatures. I have a rigged version, not the rigged version of this, but I have the, I'll get the file for this in ZBrush. So, it's pretty interesting. And it's lagging. Again. So let me go to, files. Let's go to easy store. Let's go to Cruffy. Let's not go to Cruffy. Let me strip it. First things first, I'm going to start painting this thing, because that's most definitely a good idea. Now I'm going to shade it. Search. image texture. I would say this one should be 512. Usually I have named characters as 1024. Creatures is anywhere from 64 on the low end to 512. Why do I do it that low? For like a little insect, I mean, small text would work. For named creatures and bosses, I always do 1024 though. So, rough. Recruitee, something along those lines. For the time being, when I get to it, I'm going to showcase a few of them, but not yet. Because, I have to normalize everything and apply the normals. Normal baking takes a long time to do. So, I'm just not ready to do it yet. So, let me just select that. This isn't going to have any glowy bits. Any glowy bits it does have will be done through, they will be done through, like, parts, like eyes and stuff, like scratches and like, things sticking out of it. I'm not going to invest 512 for a texture for just the eyes. I'd rather just have eyes that are its own, like, mesh. Its own, like, texture for the eyes. Because I have so many, like, blood red eyes that are just glowing. For various creatures. There's just no point in having a dozen of them. I might give name characters their own ones, but this is a boss. This isn't even a name character. So it's on the line, but it's a Kratha. It's an enemy that starts out as a boss, becomes eventually a just an enemy. The idea of this creature, it's a bunch of corpses stuck together, probably 2 corpses stuck together. And the other parts are like rounded up and used as to make it bigger. So it's essentially a monster made corpses. And I would say there's like these bone fragments that are throughout it. So let me just go over with white. Now, usually I like to keep things keeping the same for the different sides. I'm making an exception for this one. I don't actually have the legs as separate, but I like the idea of having the legs as different models for this one. I mean, well, different textures. It just looks more natural for it. I usually don't do that, but for this case I will. Because it's like a monster made of like bone fragments and blood and muscle masses. So it's this white and red mass of... Now, this looks like an unusual way of doing it. Like a very high-end game. Yes it is. But this is more to establish the colors and then add the textures after it. It's going to look good. This is just the first step. I do this with everything as sort of base texturing. And then I'm adding the normals, and then I'm going to have the normals bend the texture for the, like, let's say this one. I know it's just scribbles. That's the point at this stage. So I'm just trying to make sure everything is textured somewhat, and then finalize the textures in either Texture Painter or another software. I'm just trying to get something that actually works for what I want to establish. And later I'll go over. There's so many games with like cell shading and stuff where it's just one solid color without any detail or texture. So I'm not really too worried, even if it's literally just scribbles. The normals are going to really set it apart. The normals and the texture paint. This is a 1 or 2 person operation. I have a partner. She wants to work on a different game now. So I'm going to have to try to make most of my assets. Either I can use them for both games, or I can, either way. That way I'm not wasting time either one way or the other. And that's probably the best way of going about this, is having it so that multi-use. Because the Serix as an enemy just work. Like, they work either way. Doesn't really matter that much. So they can work for that. They can work for this. They're just good antagonists. This is one of the monsters they would create. So, like, if this was a voxel game instead of the Metroidvania, this would be still a good enemy. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, 4-armed creatures really work for these kind of style of game. I'm pretty much done with it, even with the face texturing. Yeah, I know it's headless. The actual design of this creature is going to be 3 heads. Stacked top of each other. Like the neck is here, 1, 2, 3, like that. So that's the idea for this creature. But first things first, I gotta save it, because I've had files where these die. So they go to PNG, they go to enemies. I would say Daragar, monster, not bear to bear, Kruth. So let me see what the other one looks like. So Krufix, Kruthi. One of these 2 is the right one. I'm not sure which one. But it's either Krufix or Kruthi. As I open that, I will also open the next one. No, I don't want to save changes. Open a new tab. Desktop. Where's Asheron? Asheron. Characters. I'm trying to figure out where I had the break. Mage. This is one of the good ones. This is one of the Serix that isn't the main one. He's not a named character, he's just an enemy. Is this the right one? No, this isn't the right one. But it's close, it's the same gist. It just shows you like this undead monster. It's definitely Kruthi. I don't know why this Pokemon fan game popped on my computer. Let me close it. God darn it. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what the heck happened. Can I open? Those are really weird that popped up that way. I don't care if you see my email. I just don't care. Come on, load! Okay, let's go to the other one. Bingo, this guy. This is what the Serix looks like. I don't know why the back is supposed to be straight up red. Not red, I mean, like, black cloaks, so. I don't know oh, that's why. It's an outfit. It's the mage outfit, yeah. So what I'm going to do is select everything. Edit. I already did the UVs for most of these, so it should be good. Did anything stupid. It should be good. 5 out of 52 islands. Well, looks like we're on for some work. Is this ready yet? Yeah. This is what the crew fee is going to look like. That monster I made. Normals, even though it looks a lot more bulky, it's not really, it's more of just like these jagged things that just don't really do much. So, I'm going to either extend it by, like, just the width and like, stretching it a bit. And then these heads, I've already have it, so these heads I just have to texture individually, the front on top. But that's why I showed this. It's just, this is what it looks like. So this is the next big project we have. First things first, I want to check to see which parts of it aren't done. First things first, the eyes. These eyes, they gotta go. They're too big. Probably take up half the file size. Without them, I want to see how many islands we have. Unwrap. Unwrap. This is still 5 out of... It's 3 out of 50. Those eyes were straight up 2 of the mistakes. So let me just select that, and then select that. This is going to tell me where it is. No. Yeah, no. Unwrap. It's not in either of these pieces. What that means, it's in the boots, probably. Now, this guy is essentially a stereotypical dark mage of evil. So, he is a nasty, nasty enemy. Wow, it's actually working. Oh, the head wasn't selected. The head or the teeth. Something tells me it's the head of the teeth that are the problem with this model. No. That's different. So let me edit, select the whole thing. I might make this as a 1024. I'm heavily thinking of make this thing a 1024. Just because of what it is. This is a Seric. These guys are, well, 1, bad news, and 2, gonna be pretty complicated to do. These are the primary antagonists of Asheron Duragar. Envy Liches. That's what the Seric is. It's an Envy Lich. I just made the term up because I thought it sounded good. But yeah, they're essentially Envy Liches. They're not skeletal. They're made of muscle and flesh and skin, which is a little different from a standard Lich, which is mostly bone and magic. These guys have magic in their body heavily, but they're more skin and muscle than bone. They don't really have any bones at all. I just really like the idea of this sort of Lich that just isn't a standard, like, Lich. That being said, I just love Liches as enemies. So that's what Serics are. They're Liches, but they're not skeletal. They make monsters out of flesh and like this bone paste that they essentially cut up, but their skin is like this leathery substance which can cut through many things. They're very powerful in both endurance and capabilities. So select everything, edit, unwrap. The main body is the problem. All those problems were part of the main body. And unwrap. Weird. I don't know why. Like, I have errors when I do anything together. But I don't have errors when I do the body or when I do the anything else separate, which is really weird. Unwrap of these islands. It's not telling me which ones. That's what's really aggravating. It's like, is it this one? No. So, unwrap. So it's not, it's one of these. So I'm going to select that. Control I. Let me select any of these pieces. No. Nothing in these. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to 3 pieces of this. I go about for one by one, seeing which ones work, which ones don't. Unwrap, no issues. First things first here, I'm just deleting that one. This is legit just the eyes. So we delete the eyes. Let's do edit, unwrap, that works. Don't need it. Options, edit, unwrap, no issues. Object, edit, unwrap. Huh. Why is it always the teeth? Let me guess, the other 2 are right here. One of one islands. So 2 of the problematic meshes are just the 2 sets of teeth. I thought it said 3, not 2. So let me just fix these right away. This shouldn't be that much of a fix because it's just the fact that it's I just have to make a line across these and then split it. It should be enough to separate it. I know this is a little awkward to do, but it's gonna work. So, okay, that works well. You're wondering why I'm leaving one side? Well, worry no longer because I do not care. Yeah, this is teeth. No one's gonna really see teeth closely. They're getting mirrored. Yeah, I'm not spending the effort of making the teeth uneven. Just because villain. Nope, not doing that. Now, this one is the same story. This isn't the same piece. It's much more stretched downwards. If it was the same piece, I would not care. I would just do it as is. So, let's select that. Let's select that. I would like to make it all the way around, hopefully. I do know that it should end somewhere. Does that go all the way around? Huh. It goes all the way around. It's really good. So, perfect. Edge, mark seam. Delete half the face. Well, not face, but I mean teeth. Half the teeth have to be gone. I do this manually because the mirror auto doesn't always work for some reason. I designed Blender. I have absolutely zero idea why, but here it works. Now let's select teeth. I'm just checking if anything else is an issue I didn't know about beforehand. The heck is wrong with this? Not unwrap. One of 28 islands, so one more of these things are having errors. Let's do this the quick way. Unwrap. Okay. These two are pieces, they're fine. Let's do this, these two pieces, the main chest and the body, which I think the error is probably no, apparently not. So let's just hide that again. Yeah, it's definitely that middle piece. In fact, I'm gonna, yeah. Or is it? Is it in the middle piece? That's that thing isn't even resolved. So I'm gonna actually do the reverse. And these two scary pieces, I'm just ready to unwrap them. So it's ended up being the teeth in this thing. Now, this little piece of armor and the teeth were causing all those problems. All those problems. I'm going to quadra mesh it at 250. See what it does. That should have made it really. Let's try 100. I want to get rid of the spiral effect. It seemed it kept the spiral before. Spiral's gone finally, which is really good. So I want to do that. I don't care how it's divided, just care that it's divided. Mark seam. And then that should work fine. I think Alt H would. What's the. I know there's a button to unhide everything. Control H. Alt H. Got it. So now that all should work. Which means in the clear. Unwrap. Unwrap. Bingo. So some of these just don't work. But at least, at the very least, it's better now. So unwrap that one. Unwrap that one. And so making the UV seam there. That head I like. I like the idea of making it different. Just for villains' sake. I know it's unorthodox for me, at least, but I'm gonna actually do it this time around. I don't know what these lines are in the end. That really scares me. So... This big piece... I don't know what this red spot is, but that needs more detail. That's a lot of vertices to have all scrunched up together, which is really bad. It's probably like the eye socket or something. I'm not fully sure what it is, but I do know it ain't gonna look good if it's important. Boink. Come on, work. Boink. Nope. I'm gonna run this through. Just run it through. Run it through. Run it through. Bingo. And then all that. Mm-hmm. That ending piece looks horrifying. That, like, that is a lot of density for, it won't even be a pixel. Like, straight up, that's not even a pixel worth of space. So it has to be fixed. And then that way. I'd like to cut it in the bottom too. That looks good enough. And then just so it's a little even, cut it here too. And then the next one, that's like uber tiny. UV, mark seam, unwrap, unwrap. Okay. Why the heck is that weird? Is this like huge mass of polygons right there? Like, straight up, what the heck? What even is this piece? Oh. That's where all the polygons are going? It's probably like 10,000 polygons in a little piece. Oh, let me check the rest of them. So, I'd say the armor's fine. Except for that neck piece. That neck piece is like really weirdly dense. Is it kind of the head? It's kind of the head, isn't it? Yeah. It's really weird. I have an idea. I know that the player isn't going to see the bottom of the neck. I have to decapitate him. I'm going to have to, amputate the head right here. Just slight decapitation. Because that is insane. To spend that many polygons on just a neck. Where it just doesn't need to be a thing. So let me just select the whole lower of the head. Anything lower than that piece needs to be gone. I would say delete. And then edit, yeah, delete that. I don't care. Edit. Unreal. Let me just select like that. That should be good enough. Oh. Now, I'm going to extend this one more time. Merge at center. Good. That works fine. I don't usually have this many problems with these things, but today I am. This guy is like Brickwasta, even though he's not a named character. He's really driving me crazy. It's just an enemy. This isn't even a boss fight. This is an enemy. Which is really annoying. that piece doesn't... Oh, this is supposed to be... that explains why it was very weird. Yeah, this is way too high poly. In its texturing. I don't mean to render you, I meant to delete you. Mirror. And then for this piece, it's already that way. I don't even know what the heck this fig is. Is it even needed? It's just this red interior piece. I would make this under 100 even. I'm just casually making it from like probably 10,000 to 100. This was, and then getting rid of the texture. I just want to like not remesh it again because this was already remeshed pretty good. But I'm gonna just about hold out on it. No, I'm gonna edge, mark seam. I don't really care if the interior is weird to that thing. It's like an eyeball. It's not gonna matter as much, so let's unwrap it again, see where the problems are. What the heck is this? Like, seriously, what the heck is this piece? Is that his head? Shoot, that's his entire head is... I have to not remesh it, but I have to, I don't know why it's like that. That is really destructive. They should be much, much bigger. This is his head. Okay, this is gonna be, I have to cut this in half because the amount of polygons here is atrocious, and it would be atrocious to have to UV map this separately. UV mark seam. Okay, so delete this side of the face. I would heavily argue that. That's a need. Oh. Yeah, that is a thing I need to do, is delete half the face. So it's actually tolerable to work with. Now, delete that. And then select mirror, and then mirror it. Does that work? Yes. Hopefully, that works now. Edge, works. So, this guy's really, really weird. Okay. So, I have to split the top part of the head and the bottom part of the head, which isn't being a very, very clean cut. I wonder if it says anything about how he's going to be as an enemy. Okay. Okay. What the heck is going on there? I swear, this is a model that keeps giving me surprises. None of them good. Like, it's great when there's like a model that's like comically easy to do and didn't look like it. And then there's this. This is pain. And suffering. Hey. Let's just copy it. Cut it, edit, texture. I just don't care anymore. I have to switch them all to the same. Then texture. This was a pretty big one. Like, I'd say 13. Just set everything to 13. It should be obvious. Like, only the head and the body were. Anything beyond 13. It's 15 for some reason. 13. The teeth have to be a glowing red. Straight up. I would actually do the teeth separate. The teeth and the head separate in this guy. I just don't want to lose the detail. The body looks fine. But this guy, the teeth and the head, I just don't want to invest as much into the model for the wrap. I'll test it ahead of time, but there's a chance I might just do that for this guy. It looks really weird, this one. So, wait, it doesn't look good. I'm just going to separate that piece. And then this piece isn't the right one. Shading, add, search, image, texture, color, base color. I'm going to add this color to the bottom as an emission. I'm making almost the entire model is just straight black. Yeah, this is, I'm not going to even touch it. Just do 1024. I'll have to bite the bullet. Let's go to each piece. I might just do 512, because I could get away with 512 for this entire thing. I know I could. Legit, there's like 2 colors in the whole thing. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Image, new, body, let's say 512, 512. Everything but the head, the teeth, and that one collar. That's what this is. Everything besides the head, the teeth, and the one collar. So I'm gonna object, select the whole darn thing, unselect the head. Okay. I like that. That needs some more detail for it. So that's everything except for the head, the collar, and anything else. So that's that whole part of the body is going to be one thing. Is this part of the head? I just want to deselect that one piece together. Can I deselect this piece too? No. All this is just going to be a mix of blacks, grays, maybe a little red streaks here and there, but nothing much. It's not going to have a separate UV and other. What the heck happened now? 4 out of 47 aren't working. The heck? Let's just amputate the head. Highlight the body again. See what the issue is this time. Because this is ridiculous at this point. Like, I don't understand what could even be going wrong. 4 out of 59. Ed seems may need to be added. That's enraging. Well, let's select the main body. Let's unwrap. Very funny feeling it's legit everything else. Let's select these upper cups. Let's select this thing, and then let me guess. These islands aren't working. 1 of 29. Wrap me. 1 of 25. I don't know what's going on with this. One of the starters, did I, you know what? This is aggravating. Where is this remesh? Should be in mesh. Auto mirror, here we are, X. Okay, now I got rid of half of it. Okay. UV, mark seam, unwrap, finally. So, let's see this one. Perfect. Select the whole thing again. See what the heck is going on. 3 out of 60 islands. Is it you? No, but you're horrible. You're absolutely a horrible piece. You're very tiny though, but I'm not wasting that much space on you. Slash mirror. Okay. Let me select the whole body again, because I don't know what the heck is going on. Is it the armor pieces, the bottom of the legs? I said bottom of the legs. These armor pieces. Unwrap. is that these are a piece at the top of the legs. So like that and that. It's this thing. No. Apparently not. Is it this thing? What the heck? 1 of 1 islands. Oh, the whole thing didn't work. Again. Mark seam. I don't know what's going on with this thing. This is really weird. Boink, boink, mark seam. You know what? This thing is dumb. What the hell? Does it at least work? Yes. Okay. Select the whole body. What do you do? Unwrap. Works perfectly. Should be showing up though. I don't know why it's not showing up. Can I accidentally corrupt a file? I just did. This name is mage.1. Open recent. Okay, let's go to edit. Unwrap. 2 of the islands. I wonder. Okay. Why aren't you working? It is really bad. I don't understand what the heck is going on with this. This should be working perfectly fine. Okay. They're just showing everything is at one corner. Unwrap, smart UV project, yes. Okay, maybe that fixed it. I have to split more of these up now. Because look at this. That's insanely dumb looking. This huge piece just shouldn't be a single one. But at least it's not corrupted anymore. That mattered most. I think. The fact that it's actually usable now really makes it easier. Image, dark seam, U, unwrap. Okay, that looks really good. So let's just call this one image, save as. Shading. New. Let's do 512. Mage body. Let's call it dark gray. Or gray. And then now let's texture paint this. I would like to have this front and center here. Almost this entire thing pitch black. I like the idea of having some gray highlights. Just the whole thing pitch black. Let's make the whole thing pitch black. Let's envelop this entire character in darkness because it's a dark mage of doom. And then it's kind of like this whole mess just to give it a few extra like things like this. It's like it. That's all I wanted to do. All that work just to give it like this little texturing. And then let's say some red bits. Evil red. Let's select that, picture paint. Let's make this the color of the hands. Let's make this more the color of the hands. Bingo, that looks really good. Looks really good. I'd like to add a little more variety in these evil hands of doom. So let me, like that. Then another red. And then I'd like to texture this. Where's it here? mean, that's like, it's like front piece only. And then I add like these lines across this one. No, I like this looking about this. This looks a little more mischievous. So yeah, he's not. I don't know why, but it looks a little less intimidating than the other guy. Than the foot soldier Sarek that I have. I don't know. You know he's a maid, he just doesn't look as scary as the other guy. The boots, I'd like to have the rings be just this sort of blood red ring. And then another one. Okay, I like the look. Maybe some more texturing, like that around it. Around that again, and then put like this piece right here. I'm definitely just gonna keep it as this. And then voila. I like that armor. It looks good enough. The capes, I will have one big thing with capes. That's the mage body. Now, this is another 512. Let's put these like right here. Undo. Okay. Let's select unwrap. And instead of sharing a thing, I'm just gonna make these material different. Let's make these have a different material. Let's give this the head material. So I know it's functionally the same material, but it's just, I just don't care. 14. This has to be different. It's just too much detail. And I could really make it look really evil. Unwrap, unwrap. And then search, image, texture. New one, 512, 512, deep red. Mage head. It's called mage head. Let's select this, put it to the base color, texture painting it. Let's go all the way down to emission, having its head change the emission color. So, let me decide what I want to do each part. So texture paint. That cap thing is just a hat. So I'm gonna have this normal, and then have a ring around it. Just have this evil looking villain. And then have a ring of pure red around the thing. Alright, let's just set this to 10. 10. Do you know what 10 is, Mr. Radius? Like, the number 10. You know what? Control save. Save as I don't want to lose any of these things. Enemies, not creatures. Enemies, Daragar, soldiers, mage body, save, mage head, save as, PG. Save as. Okay. So, you're gonna try work. Oh, you're working now. I did that for nothing. Oh well. So, let's. Why is that like that? That's a mistake. If ever was a mistake on this one, it's this right here. It's not that. Design. Okay, it's almost done. Yeah. And then I wrap this around like that, and that's good. Now the fun begins when I do the symbol. So the Serich symbol is obviously the mouth of the jaw. So it's a red thing. Let's make it black again. Let's make the jaw, stone jaw. Because let's have each of these beads a unique look. So, symbol for this guy is all the teeth. Always, it's this. They always involve these like weird-looking teeth, and then the closing in for a kill. That looks great. So. Then the eyes, we'll just color in. I have to add eyes later. The eyes will all be done separately. For, like, each major eye type. Let's have that as red. Let's have the interior of the mouth as this sort of red color. And let's have the teeth as this really red color. So I think these three things will be really effective. I think the teeth now. Other side of the teeth. Me the other side of the teeth. Come on. I don't want to color the entire teeth potentially, unless I do. So that. So let's go back to the top one. Let's go off that's that way. I kind of want them to do the same. Okay. Now, what else do I want? The deep blood, violent red. These ears. And a semblance of a nose. I want it to be. Oh, it's a Hitler mustache. A toothbrush mustache. Shame that guy ruined it. Mustache man ruined it. That was a cool mustache until it was ruined. Let's go like that. I like it. Present you the Serich Mage. It's done around half the time as the other one, but I really like it. Really good results. Now let's try one more thing to see the main mission. Shading. I really like the look of this guy. This plus a cape, intimidating. Very villainous. Very villainous. Speaking of that, I do want to texture the eyes for him more. Just a little tiny bit more. And then a little more red. So covering up most of the red. That looks sick. I think I'll do the same thing first. Yeah. You guys are evil. This hellish monster. Bingo! It's all ready. Just gonna save all the files. And then done.